Hey guys, it's Camma here again. Just doing my second video on combat. This is not a duel, it's a 2 vs 2 game that I played the other day. I hit a few good shots in this one, but we're going to talk about combat. Obviously, some of the tactics are going to be lacking in this game because it's 2 vs 2. The tactics can be similar, but obviously the dynamic of the team and the quad and whatnot makes it a little bit different. So we will talk a little bit about that as we go, but it's more going to be focused on the combat and positioning based on what you know and what you can hear, how you're going to aim a lot of your shots. So I was playing as Nix on the Woken. Billy once was my teammate. He was Strog. We're playing against Dan the King and Lua. So not a bad team, pretty similar match. Me and Dan similar. Billy and Lua similar. So it's one of those games where if you play well, you're going to win. If you play poorly, you're going to lose. So that's really the type of games you want to be playing most of the time in duel. And against 2 vs 2, just games where if you play well, you have the edge. If you're not playing well, or the opponent plays quite well, then you're probably going to lose. They're generally the best games you want to play against to improve your skill, because you're going to learn. Your mistakes are going to be punished, but your good plays are going to be rewarded. That's really what you want. Problem is when you're playing someone who's significantly better than you, your good plays are not going to be rewarded, and when they're significantly worse, your bad plays aren't going to be punished. So that's something you want to focus on. But anyway, we'll get in the game. So Lua was Eisen and Dan was Anarchy, I think, and Andy switched. Anyway, yeah.
3, 2, 1, fight.
So rocket spawn, I always like to attack down low. First rocket missed, but really when you're shooting that first rocket, you know they're going to mostly come towards you, unless you hear them at the jump pad. If you do hear them at the jump pad, I just go behind the teleporter behind me, but most of the time they run straight forward towards you. When you shoot that first rocket, you must lift your crosshair. Where I shot it was the right angle I wanted to shoot it on. I just didn't quite shoot it laterally enough to the right, because you know they're going to be jumping through midair, so shooting against the ground really low and flat, it's not really going to be able to get you. You want to be able to hit them directly, and then you stop them in place and then you can kill them. Anyway, I didn't do that, so it was a poorly shot rocket, but now that we've hit him with this one, we want to sort of push forward and hit him with the next one. See how I sort of wait to see if he's going to get caught in the lips? Some of the lips in QC can be quite finicky, so you got to be careful, because if you shoot it against the back like I did and he gets caught in the lip, you're probably going to die. If you wait for him, obviously you're going to take more damage before you shoot, but I'm still confident that if I can see the trajectory for that little split second more, I'm going to be able to get a good rocket on him, and it's either going to hit him and fuck with his movement so I can hit him with the next one, or it's going to knock him towards me and I can hit him with the next one. So yeah, solid. Really only look at the back here. Stand on the outside, go swap. It is important that you don't go up the jump pad early if you're going to try and do a play like this, because, and again, these are only small little things, but if you go up the jump pad early, he's going to know you're up there and he's ready, he's going to kill you, you're going to shoot first. Whereas you wait a split second and then go up the jump pad in your ghost walk, then you'll have a chance that Billy will turn up or there's a bit of action, and then you can so then I died.
First blood from the shadows.
The rail spawn's just protect Billy for a bit.
Taken.
Same thing with those sort of rails. When you're the opponent's not really looking at it, you just take your time. You don't have to shoot it straight away. So what I'll do in that sort of situation again is the same strategy I was going through in the Blood Covenant game. Just put your crosshair on the left of him so that if he wants to tuck back in around the corner, he's going to get hit. And then we move slowly right, or we move the crosshair slowly right towards him, and you'll hit him. I just think, and I keep harping back to it because it's so important to me, is if you aim your with the mouse too much in these situations, especially when he's not looking at you, because you can't really feel where he's going to dodge because he's trying to dodge someone else, and then you just miss these shots a lot of the times. So that's what I'd like to try and do.
I think he's one rail, yeah.
Same here again, just see how I put my crosshair on the right hand side of him. I know I just have to hit the shot, and then even if Billy dies because I waited a little bit too long, that can sometimes happen. But for the most part, as long as I hit that shot, it's going to be a favourable outcome for our team. So just put your crosshair on the right, see what he's doing. You don't have to shoot straight away and miss, because then you look real stupid when he turns around and rails you, because then he starts dodging funny, you know what I mean?
Oh, sorry.
I remember I raised you there because he thought that I was there, and I said, I would never have to tell Fraser don't take the other thing, so I was annoyed with it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Lead lost.
Gotta be careful here.
Teams are tied.
want to help Billy with some damage here.
He's on.
Hands are tied. We lost.
And then some shot, that's right.
Now.
So just waiting for Mega because I know it's not taking it. And then Ghost walked in because I want to get in there. We probably should have tried the inside out. Now, there's a moment later when I do get inside out, and I'll tell you the secret to how do you get inside outs when that comes up, because there is a secret to it, and I genuinely believe not many players know it. So I'm going to share that with you later in the video, but I didn't do what you meant to do there to get it. So that's why I didn't get it. Yeah, it's got good damage, but I died, so Quad's coming up, so I need to
Yeah. Alright.
shit spawn, but it's alright.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
about to get a
on.
refrag here. So now 2 is fine, I should be able to get it. When Dan comes out the teleporter now, I don't have enough health so that he actually kills me in one shot, but just move backwards. It's only subtle, like I said. Just move backwards because you know he's only got a shotgun. He's going to try and get you. If you move backwards and get some space between him and you, you're going to kill him. So yeah, it is subtle. Don't move forwards towards him and try and kill him. That's how you're going to die.
Teams are tied.
It's important to pick up the guns here. Like a lot of players, they get quad. They think, oh fuck, I got to charge out around the map, but you need the weapons to be able to do that properly. So yeah, grab the weapons first.
Excellent.
Again, they're like, just wait. You don't have to shoot. Don't shoot quickly because Dan's got good CES MG, and you know you've only got 86 health. If you shoot too quickly, you can die. So just take your time, put it on one side of him, start moving that way. Double jump up in case his mate.
Mega's up.
But obviously, I've seen him then. Can't move it. It doesn't matter. I want to get back to rail and use my weapons. Although, because Billy's that caddy, I probably should have gone to top mid instead, but that's alright. So, sort of, not a wasted quad, but yeah, that's how good I am. I survived it. I remember we watched this demo with Billy. He said I would have been dead there for sure, but just quick reactions, you know, like a cat. Just get up top. You don't want to push in here and then have them already be walking up towards caddy because you're not going to get any damage. So that's a big theme of how I tried to do my combat, and you'll see it later. The speed in which your opponent, it sounds obvious, but most players do the same fight depending on the information they've got, and it's wrong. What you need to do is you understand he's probably going to be already at caddy or on his way up to rail if he is coming in there. So if you go all around the way, around the side, you're not going to get any damage. So the way you get damage, you either drop to this little hole and get it early, or you stay up top looking towards the rail, and you got to hit a bit more of a sharper shot. But then you're going to get unreturned damage. What you don't want is him to pick up rail, be looking towards you at the near quad there, and just rail you and either kill you or weaken you, and his mate turns up and frags you. It's the same principle applies in duel. You need to adjust what you do depending on where the opponent can be. And like I said, it sounds extremely obvious, but you see so many players, they're putting their spam in the same spot, regardless of what they can hear or what they know, and they're pushing to the same spot regardless of what they hear or what they know. Once you hit that tri-bolt first, I always put my crosshair on the left-hand side. Reason being is he's not going to stay in the same spot. He's either going to move left like he did, or he's going to move right and you're not going to hit him anyway, or he's going to move up the walkway and then you've got an easy rail on him as he's moving directly straight towards you, basically. So that's why I put the crosshair on the left, because that's the harder of the three. Obviously on the right, you're not going to get any damage, so it doesn't matter what he does. On the left, you can hit your shot on it, and if you walk straight up, it's an easier shot. So just cover against the harder shot. Now we've got good damage, and we can deny rail.
Impressive. Netmaster.
Same here again, like, just let him shoot his spam and then wait on a timing. A lot of players, what they do when they peak with rail, and obviously I hadn't shot, but he's just going to keep putting his rockets out, you know what I mean? So just wait 1 or 2 seconds, and then he'll change what he's doing, or he won't shoot his rocket, and then you can peek out and hit him. Good damage, but I actually made a mistake there. You can see this this ledge here. If Dan stays in this little lip down here, it's a lot harder to hit him with rockets, but I think he was committed to trying to get towards the Mega or whatever, so that's why he pushed forward, so you can shoot this rocket against this little spot here. If he'd stayed back here, that's the problem with that angle. You can't really get much damage on him with the rockets. But it was the second rocket that I actually messed up. I didn't shoot it deep enough, like I said yesterday in the video. It's like what I said, like in putting in golf. If you shoot that rocket even deeper, it's going to hit him really hard. Now, he hit him okay, but not enough to control his movement properly and have him die to the rail. Well, I was surprised he didn't die to the rail anyway, but yeah, that's what you want to try and do. Shoot that, I'll go back, but you want to shoot that rocket really deep, and I didn't shoot it deep enough the second one. The other thing is, if you shoot it really deep, the wall can help you out as well with a bit of damage. Like it hit the wall instead of the floor in front of him, so it'll get more damage, you know what I mean? So just that one there, it should have gone really deeper into the corner, because, like I said, if he is standing here, it's further closer towards you, it's still going to hit him. Whereas where I shot it, and because he went so far back, it didn't hit him enough. It only hit him 56. When you really need about 80 damage on that rocket if you want to defend yourself. Oh, Dan's one health. Set up. Yeah, charged him.
Maybe it's 2.
Bad law. Don't really want to be waiting for it here, but just go down. Just go so I can get out of here. So, because I got so quick, I actually got Dan behind me. So you just shoot this rocket. I remember I shoot a rocket in a rail, I miss. But I want you to pay attention to how I shoot the rocket after I miss the rail, because it's really important to do what I did. See how I shoot it up? The reason being is because, okay, he was walking in this instance, but most of the time when they're chasing they're going to be jumping in midair. So if you shoot the rocket at the ground about here, it's going to be behind him. It's just not going to get much damage. You know what I mean? So you shoot it like deep like that, like I did, and then if he's jumping in midair, it's still going to hit him and knock him into place, and then you can easily hit the second one. And if he doesn't, it's going to get good damage, like we can see get good damage. A lot of noobs, or even intermediate players, what they do is they always put their rocket at the tightest angle that they can get. So what I mean by that is they shoot the rocket over to here because they can get the rocket over there. But the fact is, like I'm saying, you need to imagine before you shoot it what your opponent's going to do, where he's going to be. And if that means shooting the rocket over here because you think he's going to be already here by the time you peek, then that's what you do. Like, you don't want to always shoot the rocket as tight as you can, because most of the time they're past it, or it just doesn't hurt him, you know what I mean? You're better off shooting the rocket and killing him. And most players would die in that situation, like because I shot that good rocket, I didn't.
Lose 1 HP, got rail.
Nice shot. So, in this situation here, before I jump to this rail, I'm actually listening. Can I hear him at rockets? Can I hear him coming through the teleporter or anything like that? It's important to do that because that would change what I was going to do. If I thought that he was already on his way to come in, I wouldn't go to on that rail. I'll just LG him from above the red there, the platform behind me. But because I didn't hear that, collect the rail and head back to rail. Obviously, got the side radar, so put some spam down because of it. Probably shot too early in that situation. I wasn't holding far enough to the left, especially against Anarchy because he went so wide around. You want to just hold, honestly, against this corner as close as you can, so that way, you know, he's not going to get on the outside and then get past you. And if he is going to get past you like that, don't shoot at all, because then you've still got a rail to shoot now, which I don't have. So it's going to take me a little second to shoot it. Good shot. Remember you hit that, got on it, but it's a good shot by him, so can't really do much more. Wait for the heavy machine gun. My heavy machine gun is not best, but it's okay. So I think I've got time to get this green and head back to the quad basket, but sometimes it can be risky. But because Billy's made a distraction, really important you switch to rockets. A lot of players do stick with LG there, but the fact is you don't know how strong he is. Like, and you need to get critical damage on him so that Billy can, if you can't frag him, at least Billy can. So that's really important to switch rockets there. Usually I would recommend he take this, but the fact is I've got all the weapons and I'm the light. You know, I've got almost as much health as you now as well. So yeah, I'll just take this. Remember I wasted this a little bit. Probably should have pushed through there, but without your help, it can be risky. But because I had Ghost Walker, it was a mistake not to. Yeah, I remember I sort of wasted this protection a bit.
It's 13.
Again, this is your on that rocket there, because I know I got protection, even in the duels though, it's sort of the same. You're trying to shoot a rocket, and I know it's a steep angle, you're trying to shoot a rocket behind the opponent, because this situation here where he's knocked away from you and he's LGing you is not what you want. You want him knocked closer to you so that you can just destroy him and he's literally stuck on this platform in front of us and we can put him in the corner and destroy him. So that's not what happened, but that's what I was trying to do with that rocket. You should always shoot it behind him. Just drop it. I probably should have rocket jumped down here too.
I guess so.
So it's that same situation I was telling you about before. I I heard a little jump of the Anarchy, but I have no information. Now, I know, ideally right now, I'd be at this health bubble over here. And this is applicable in your duels as well. Ideally, at this situation, I'd be at this health bubble over here. But I know from what I've heard, or more aptly what I haven't heard, they could already be at rockets really charging towards me now. So I'll just pull out rail and probably wait around here. You don't want to push all the way forward like with your and face their LG. So see how I use me rail and I'll put some rocket spam down because I haven't seen anything. A lot of the players, they've got an LG out or the rail out and they're charging towards this space here. But the fact is, if he's charging through here, you're dead. So you can't be doing that. Obviously, once you get your spam down, then you can afford to go for health bubbles.
Omega 6.
Now we wait here. Because Billy's coming from this way, I know they're coming from there, so I'm just waiting for them. Not sure. Not sure again. Probably could jump up and use LG, so this is a mistake. Just get him there. Had to go swap. Got behind it.
The shadows. Impressive. Denied. Combo kill.
Double jump how we made. Same situation as before, now we push over. Because we have to be wary that they're not already there, but
Both have it.
so he's all from so kill down, that's good. And then hit that shot, that's nice. So on that first shot, just punish him for doing what he does. And it's the same situation we were talking about in Blood Company yesterday. He's moving up to get rail, and most players, they won't hit both on him. But when you hit both, it's just so beautiful because then you can easily double team the other guy, or even in duel, you just killed him, you know what I mean? So just take your time on those shots. You don't have to rush them. Just hold the angle and move a little bit left, move a little bit right. Same story I was saying yesterday. Because when you're hitting those kind of shots that are like intermediate level shots in terms of their difficulty, but you're hitting them all the time, it's really annoying for your opponent, and it's quite hard for them to do anything. Obviously, the second shot I hit onto Lou was quite good as well, because now it's going to get the frag.
Lou's raped. And take 6.
Dan's fine. I don't know. I did it, but they'll do it down there. Really end up getting it anyway. Just get back to rail here as quick as we can. That rocket that I shot there on that angle is quite good, because what it does is if they're walking up the little railway thing there to get up to the rail, it hits them, knocks them away. So whilst you can do that whilst you're jumping, you know what I mean? Especially as Nick's can come around this way. So then you're putting pressure on them. The rocket doesn't seem like much, but imagine it hits him 40 and knocks him into the water, you know what I mean? Then I'm up at rail now, and then he's got to come with a jump out at me. I'm laughing. So it's really important to shoot that rocket. Even in your duels, it's the same. That rocket's really important.
Has LG, charge around.
Yeah, it's probably took a bit of damage. A bit unlucky that the rockets didn't get more damage as well. But, it can happen.
Lou's not strong. They got
This is actually good because we get damage before quad, but should be able to get this squad. Billy's still leading, right? Nice roll. Just once, you don't want to peek around and let him rally again, because as long as you can stay alive, and I can actually see down at the corner of my eye here, as long as you can stay alive, then Billy can help you, even though he's weak, you know what I mean? And that's a really important aspect of 2 vs 2, to get your damage, tuck, like go full Homer Simpson mode in the hedge for a little bit, just a little second, and then once they switch their aim to the other bloke, then just come back out. And then you can actually get heaps of damage even though you're on low health. And that was really noticeable. Me and Fraser used to play 2 vs 2 Diabolical Aim Arena. Those sort of tactics are really important, because if someone's not shooting at you, especially in this game, Quake Champions, you can get 150 damage in an instant, you know what I mean? So just little tricks like that can help you 2 vs 2 as well. Obviously it doesn't help you in duel, but yeah. I was just trying to kick him off Dan. The other factor is, and like I know it's like sort of disrespectful to say this, you don't want Dan getting quad. Lua gets quad, I think I can get it off him. Against Dan, if he's got good stack and good health, you're just not going to get it off him. So that's important too. Nice. That's actually important not to do that. I should have aimed it straight at him. I didn't shoot it deep enough. Nice shot. Yeah, look at this, look how fast this guy is. Like he's Usain Bolt or something. How's security going, you know? I remember when I seen that, couldn't believe it. Alright, cool. So now we just want to get back to rail so we can get the weapons while doing this quad. So one thing in 2 vs 2 that you pay attention to the strategy we're trying to employ, and it is the best strategy. You want to stick around the rail, but that changes when quad's on the map, because you can afford to let them get rail, go get the guns you don't have, to steal the armors they don't have, and you can use quad to get it all back. And then there's nothing on their side of the map. Most of the time you want to stay around the rail and the red armor, and then go to alternate between going towards rockets and going towards mega, depending on what you know and what you can hear. And then when power up comes up, that's when you spread out on the map. I was annoyed I didn't hit that shot because usually I would hit that shot. But you see how I aimed it to the right, and then I realised he's moving hard right, so then I had to move a bit of it. So
Mega's down.
and again, on that second shot, I know I hit the pillar, which is a bad miss, but you know, it's just I'm watching him for a little bit. You don't have to shoot straight away, because most players shoot straight away. That's why they miss. But it's also allows your opponent to dodge properly, because you got to remember that the opponent, when he's trying to dodge rail, what he does is he does micro movements, and then when he thinks you're about to shoot, he does this wider swipe. Almost every player in the world does that when they're getting shot by rail. But when they do this wider swipe, their movement's more linear. You know, you can read it a bit better. And if you don't shoot at that time when they do the swipe, they've revealed their true dodge, you know what I mean? Then you can hit them. So that's important to notice as well. Most players, and I mean almost every player in the world, even the top professionals, they shoot on a default timing for the rail as soon as it's reloaded. I don't really like to do that because I feel like it's not hitting as many times as you can. Don't get me wrong, it's important to hit quickly, especially against good players. It is important to hit quickly, but in a lot of these situations where they don't actually have rail, it's just that all that's important is that you hit, because you only get one shot anyway. So, yeah. Oh, nice run down.
Red's probably up.
Red should be up.
I think you might have it.
Push forward. I know the guy's behind him, but you just push forward to get away from his shot. Again, that's just shooting at the spot and then holding. You actually notice, I will watch it again, actually notice do hold on the corner, and it's quick, but he moves backwards sort of into it. Maybe not, it's just more of an aim shot, but
Heard down 100, he got red. It's back to like 19.
this is bad to come in like that. You just get destroyed as a line, especially if you don't get a chance to rail. It can be, see how I flicked that rocket? Even from this range, you want to move a flick across the animal. I'm going to do a video on CK and I'll show you exactly what I mean by it. But when you're shooting these rockets from what is really not a good position to shoot rockets from, you must be flicking them, otherwise you won't hit. And I tell people when they say, oh, that doesn't sound right, but I say, imagine this. Imagine on, you're on, we'll just wait till we get it. I'll show you this. Wait. Yeah. Imagine someone is standing where I'm standing here, right? And they're shooting rockets towards someone. The red might be up, the red might not be up, they might already have the red, it doesn't matter. And they're standing around this sort of area here, and you're trying to shoot rockets at them from up here. Now, imagine yourself in the shoes of the player down below. If they were aiming straight at you and shot a rocket straight at where you are, do you think it would hit you? The answer really is no. You can see where they're aiming and you'll just move left or right of it. But imagine they were aiming on the left-hand side of you, and then you were moving to the right because you could see that, and all of a sudden, to your left, sorry, and all of a sudden the rocket flicked and it come out on your right-hand side. You wouldn't be able to dodge it. You'd walk straight into it. And that's one thing that Fraser's really good at. I'm not that good at it. I think the reason I'm not that good at it is because my sense is really high. So for me to do these flicks, my mouse ends up going too far. It's only got to be a really small movement. Whereas his sensitivity was a lot lower, so he was really good at it. The other guy you see create these sort of angles very well. Obviously, he's really good at everything, but Rafa is really good at, from when he's above you, he creates these angles with his rocket launcher by flicking. It's really important because you just won't hit him if you just look down and shoot straight at him. And I challenge you to question next time you're above someone with your rockets and you're not hitting them and they're smashing with LG, just ask yourself, where did the rocket come out compared to where I was aiming before I shot it? And you will find a lot of the time you shot the rocket where you were aiming when he was dodging according to where you're aiming, you know what I mean? So what you want to do is, like, let's say he's right here and you're aiming here, because obviously you're going to be aiming here between the red and where he is. Like, that's the most common spot to put the rocket. Ask yourself, how many times when you shot that rocket did it hit him though? Didn't hit him very often because he's always dodging back. So what Fraser used to do, and this is really arrogant, but that's what he used to do, whether he's up here or whether he's here, he used to do it on CK, any map where you're above him with rockets, Veil, doesn't matter. He'll shoot, he'll aim here, he'll flick his rocket hard towards the right as they're walking towards it, and he'll actually just drop for the red himself because he knows it's going to control their movement. It's really arrogant, but the fact is when you hit him with a rocket, it knocks their aim off their LG2, so then you can drop for the item. Depends how strong you are. If you're like 20 health, you can't do that obviously, but you know, if you're like 150 health and the item is there to be got, you can do that. And you see a lot of top players that don't do it. They get all this damage, and then they move to the next item, and then they get all this damage, and then they move to the next item, they get all this damage. Eventually your luck runs out, you're not going to get the damage, he's going to get the damage on you. So that's why you need to be the one getting some of these items. Not all of them, I'm saying you're not going to be able to do that, but sometimes just getting damage isn't enough. You need to be able to get on the item yourself, and it makes a big difference to the fight. So yeah, that's how you want to shoot your rockets. I'll do a video on that later, because I've got a good one for some.
I just spawned in.
It's got rails on.
Oh, remember this was hilarious. This moment's hilarious. And this is where we get the secret of the inside out.
Inside out.
Probably should have that last rocket. I should have shot it on the right hand side. The second one, I should have shot on the right hand side. Two reasons: one, he's going to be trying to move towards the power up so he can get it when he's weak, and the other thing is, it's going to kill him faster, so he's not going to be able to shoot two rockets like he got shot at me. You might not have noticed what happened that was funny, but if you look up here, you'll see. But that's not even the funny part, because I think he was weak the first time. What's funny is that I'm saying it's yours, where are you? And he got smashed by it again. Look at his health. So Billy can't even kill the turret. I did pretty well to kill both of them. And then I was thinking, oh, he's going to get the power up, but then he couldn't even kill either of them. He died to the turret 1.5 times. And now they're going to get the power up. Anyway, so the big reveal of the video is inside out does not hit if you're not moving. And that's a lie, but I don't know how or why. If you are moving, and the faster you are moving, the bigger the area that the inside out hits them. I can't explain why, but it is true, and you can test it in your games. If you're moving full tilt as the inside out finishes, it seems to always hit them. If they're stopped still, obviously if they're stopped right still and you're right on top of them, it'll hit them. But what I'm saying is, if you are moving, like, you know how you try and line it up and they're moving around a little bit, you try to slowly like get inside them at the last minute, and it doesn't quite often. You end up spawning just outside them and you can't work out why I didn't hit. Just completely jump forward fast, even if you're outside of them or it feels like outside of them. By the time it ends, it hits. And again, I don't know if it's like that on land. I never really played Nix much on land, but it's certainly like that online, on my ping anyway. It might not be. Fraser used to test the same thing on his 45 ping, and it was the same. So you must be moving quickly, and it has a bigger surface area to hit. I can't explain it, but test it. You'll find I'm right. That's why this inside out hit.
Inside out.
And I'll go back one more time. I just want to prove that Billy got destroyed by the turret. Look, there's his health there. Look, you can see his full health. No one's there.
From the grave.
And now look how much health he's got. And it's the second time he tried to fight it.
Getting 1v1 by the turret.
And now the worst thing about it is we can actually lose
killing me. I got starting MG. I couldn't fucking do anything.
So you can see I'm a much better teammate than Fraser. If that was him, he'd be fucking going off his nut right now. And fair enough too.
I'm trying to run fast.
It's unbelievable.
It's just racing. I spawned it. It's just killing me.
So it's just unbelievable. There's actually important. It's only small what I did, but when he's about to shoot his shotgun, move back. When you've got your chance for damage on LG, move forward.
So
you see, I'll watch that again. It is important, and I mean, you're not in a favourable situation, no matter what you do, but just small things like that can help you out. So I just bluff forward, I come back when he's about to shoot, and then he doesn't get another shot. Annoying when they hit those kind of rails. It's like the Camma special, just 90 degrees hit. That rocket again is good. Red should be out of okay. again, shoot the rocket behind him or at least at him. You don't want to. If you're shooting those rockets short, it's terrible because what's going to happen, like I said, he's going to get knocked further back. So it's always better to go behind him rather than in front of him. I was just a bit unlucky though that second rocket went in. I thought he was going to fall off, so that's what I was kind of shooting. That was bad. But... See again there, like I fucked up my jump obviously, and then I missed my first rocket. That's obviously. But see how I'm shooting it behind him because I know he's going to try and get. He doesn't want to dodge into the wall here, so you shoot it behind him, so that way it knocks him forward. I actually remember I shot a death rocket. It didn't come out in the server, but it would have killed him if it had it. So get your spam down early. And again, because we don't know how close they are to here and how close they are on the right hand side, we have to take this position here. We can't afford to jump over, or we can't afford to jump to Cuddy. Even though we have rockets, we don't have enough health. If we had armor, we probably can. If we thought they didn't have rockets, they're just using LG. But because they've got what they've got, you know what I mean? So, and we don't know exactly how close they are to attacking us. The only problem with doing that is you do allow them to take water's control down there, but then they still got to come to the jump pad and they coordinate their attack together. So it's not around quad. Around quad, sometimes you need to take a further forward position, even if it's a bit more risky, especially if you're weak, because you need early damage before they can get in on you. But in this situation here, it's fine. Just back off. Nice shot. Good shot by him too, though. So I jumped to here just because I can't hear anything. Grab red. Probably could have grabbed the health bomb first, but you got Ghost Walk. It's a bit different. You get caught out, you can get away. Nice shot. Nice shot. Nice shot by him. Nice shot. He's in mid-air, so it's not really hard. It looks harder than it was. Same situation there. I actually shot the rail moving to the right. He got there a bit faster than I thought. Still looked alright to me on the screen, but obviously not. Just take this position here is a really strong one in your duels as well. And you notice good players really take it up because they can't really hear you when they're up here as well. So obviously Dan didn't know I was there, but
That's my rail.
I remember hitting a nice shot. Good movement. So that's the situation. I don't really like shooting rails like that, but that situation is the one situation where you must, because he's moving so fast, you're not that strong, and you have to shoot quickly. So you just move across there really quickly. Just take your time on that first shot. You don't have to shoot straight away. Nice spam by Lure. Nice right. I go for
Rail blue as well.
Didn't come through the server. Two more frags. One more frag. Probably got to go sword, but I think it's better. So that's the end of the game. So yeah, you can see 2vs2 combat is a little bit more hectic, but it's important to get your output going. The same strategy we can use in the duels as we can in this, where depending on what you hear, depending on what you know, that's where you position yourself. And like I said, it is obvious, but you'd be surprised the number of players who just go for the health bubble over here because they need it, even though the opponent could be literally at the rocket launcher charging with LG. Because if you're sat here and he's charging with LG, which he probably will anyway, he's going to do the same move because he's hungry to kill you. Then you can just rail him once and then he can't really challenge anymore. If he does, you've got a chance to kill him. So that's really important. The other thing is the speed on the rails. LG, I haven't really explained much about LG in this video or the next, but it's pretty self-explanatory how to do that. I like to zoom my LG, as you can see in the videos. Not all players do that. I think it's good for LG versus LG when you're standing stationary. But it's not so good for some of the other strengths that some of the other players like Danny King has, where he's moving around the map, very versatile with how he can use the gun as he's kind of chasing around the corner. There's a lot of players who can do that in the game. I can't really do it that well. I can do it okay, but it should be better, but it's because I zoom. But in terms of the stationary fights, we're fighting 1v1. You know, I'm as good as most of these other players, if not a little bit better. So that's where it's helpful, like around the railings on Vale of Panath or something like that, you know what I mean? But in terms of being stationary, like say you're charging up Banana or on Awoken towards Mega and you're smashing them as you're coming around the corner, I'm not really that good at that. So that's where the zooming can be a bit of a downside. What else? Yeah, so you see like the rockets, just a lot of the time you're shooting them behind them, because most players, and you know in your games, when someone's got rockets, you want to try and get distance away from them. So that's why when you're shooting the rockets behind them, it just doesn't allow them to do that. It knocks it closer towards you. It hits them directly because you're not shooting them short, and then you can hit the next one easier as well. And you get a lot of these situations where you're hitting these beautiful combos because the first rocket knocked him up in your face, and then you can hit a vertical rocket or something. You know what I mean? But we'll talk more about rockets in the CK game when I do the video. But yeah, that's it for this one. So there's a few tips there. Some of the tips are similar, but the themes are similar across all the maps. You know what I mean? You got to try and do the same thing. So yeah, that's the end of the video. Again, hit me up on Discord or whatever. Ask questions. I'll upload this one and then I'll get on to the next one. Thanks, guys.